sorry. It's always special when Portland and Seattle meet on the soccer field, whether it's MLS, USL, or US Open Cup. We're going to have 5 of those matchups in the next 5 weeks, and it starts tonight with Portland Timbers 2 and Seattle Sounders 2 in USL regular season play. Good evening and welcome to Merlo Field on the campus of the University of Portland. I am Jake Ziven. These two teams are going to play again on Wednesday in the 3rd round of the U.S. Open Cup. They'll meet in June in another regular season match. The Portland Timbers and Seattle Sounders MLS teams will meet in the 4th round of the U.S. Open Cup and in the MLS regular season in June. It will be a jam-packed 5 weeks for this fantastic soccer rivalry, and it begins tonight with T2 and S2. Here are the USL standings in the Western Conference heading into tonight's matchup. Seattle Sounders 2 in second place with 16 points, a 5-3-1 record. All 5 of those wins came at home. All 3 losses and their lone draw came on the road. This team has been very different away from Tukwila, Washington. Portland Timbers 2 at 3-3-2, 11 points. 5 of their first 8 matches have been on the road as we have waited for this fantastic pitch at Merlo Field to be re-sodded, re-laid down, and it looks beautiful tonight for T2 and S2. Timbers 2 back at Merlo Field for the first time in 50 days since beating Sacramento Republic on April the 2nd. Both of these teams played in the U.S. Open Cup just days ago. T2 all the way in Pontiac, Michigan. They beat the Michigan Bucks 2-0 in the 2nd round of the U.S. Open Cup. Flew back to Portland and now just over 72 hours later are playing against Seattle Sounders 2. S2, meanwhile, had a home match, but it was on Wednesday night, and it went to extra time. They beat Kitsap 4-2 on Wednesday evening. Less than 48 hours later, they now have to turn around and play this match against T2. Both of these teams will have their depth tested tonight and over the next stretch as they play in the USL regular season and in the U.S. Open Cup. For T2, it'll be 4 games in 15 days. This is the second of those matches in that stretch. Now it's time for the national anthem. When we come back, starting lineups, we'll hear from T2 head coach Jay Vidovich and kickoff between T2 and S2.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
This is the second time that T2 and S2 will meet in the USL regular season. These two teams played back on April 11th, a 2-1 Sounders 2 win. Let's go back to that evening in April in Tukwila, Washington. It was 0-0 in the 30th minute. Blair Gavin sent a free kick into the box. Harrison Delbridge headed home his first goal for T2 to give T2 a 1-0 lead. That was the score at halftime. After a Pablo Rossi PK, S2 got the winner in the 88th minute. Andy Craven to Giuliano Frano. 2-1, S2 beat T2. And the only other time these two teams have met on the pitch earlier this week, I talked to T2 head coach Jay Vidovich about what he learned from the first meeting.
They have some very, very good individuals who are very, are very capable of damaging you, especially on the counter as well as on restarts. And I'm hoping that our guys are prepared to compete. They know it's a special game playing against Seattle. It doesn't matter what competition is. So if they can manage it better in those areas, I'm sure they'll do well.
You got a sneak peek of it. The starting 11 for Jay Vidovich's T2 squad. In goal will be Jake Gleason, starting for the 7th time for T2. The back line of Gianderson, Harrison Delbridge, Renico Clark, and Andy Toma playing it right back for the first time. Nick Beasler and Tim Payne in the defensive midfield. Michael Nanchoff continues to return from sports hernia surgery. He'll play on the left side of the attack. Seth Kasippli gets his first start for T2. Rundell Winchester and Carlton Belmar will start up top. For Seattle Sounders 2, Charlie Lyon will start in goal. The back line of Giuliano Frano, Jimmy Ockford, Damian Lowe, and O'Neal Fisher. In the midfield, it will be Sam Garza. Sergio, who was just signed today, will make his debut for S2. Former Portland Timber Aaron Long is in the midfield alongside Aaron Kovar. And up top for S2, Vic Mansoray and Andy Craven. S2 is coached by Ezra Hendrickson. 12 seasons in Major League Soccer, was an assistant with the Sounders since 2009 and was tasked with leading Seattle Sounders 2 in their debut season in Major League Soccer. T2, of course, led by Jay Vidovich, the longtime Wake Forest head coach, who has taken over T2 this season. Very nice evening at Merlo Field and a nice crowd. You see the Timbers Army out in force tonight for the first rivalry match between S2 and T2 in Portland. The first time these two teams will play at Merlo Field. Juan Colasso is the referee tonight, and we are underway at Merlo Field, T2 and S2 for the first of back-to-back matches, this one in USL regular season play. Sergio gets his first touch from S2, but it's taken away by Nick Beasler. Michael Nanchoff and Gianderson on the left side for T2, both members of the Timbers' first team starting tonight for T2. Carlton Belmar, meanwhile, down early on the pitch for T2. Belmar has been the star for T2 in the attack. 5 goals in USL play, added a goal in the US Open Cup against the Michigan Bucks on Tuesday. He's tied for 3rd in the USL with 5 goals. Of course, provided the memorable moment of the first ever T2 goal here at Merlo Field on March 28th in the debut win over Real Monarchs. Scored a brace in that match, quickly endearing himself to the T2 fan base. And he gets a nice hand as he gets to his feet. We get another look at Belmar. Damian Lowe, the center back for S2, getting into him from behind. Belmar now up with the fourth official, ready to re-enter the match when referee Juan Colasso allows him to. He does now, and we are back underway. Lowe looking direct. It's handled by Harrison Delbridge. Giuliano Frano wins a header. Beazer heads it back down. This is Seth Kasipli starting for the first time for T2 in the number 10 role. Kasipli came on for the injured Santiago Biglieri about 30 minutes into T2's match against the Michigan Bucks on Tuesday in the U.S. Open Cup. That was his first ever appearance for T2, and assisted on both of T2's goals. It's a giveaway from Damian Lowe. Nanchoff to Kasipli. Heavy touch from Kasipli, and it's taken right back by S2. Tim Payne called for the foul. Getting back to Kasipli, he was a 2014 All Pac-12 first teamer for Cal, and assisting is what he did at California. 27 assists in his 4th season. Never had a season with fewer than 6 assists. While a member of the Cal Bears, was the final pick, the Mr. Irrelevant, so to speak, to borrow a term from the NFL draft of the 2015 MLS Super Bowl. Chance for S2 to come forward. Aaron Kovar chipping for Sam Garza. Gianderson gets there first. Keeps it in play. Sends it forward. Kasipli tried to lay it off for Payne, who wasn't ready for it. Aaron Long, former Portland Timber, now with Seattle Sounders 2. Was waived by the Timbers, the MLS team, in the middle of last season, picked up by the Sounders, and then in this offseason was signed by S2. Long looking for Craven. Renico Clark steps up and wins it for T2. Nanchoff sends it into the corner for Carlton Belmar. Belmar was going 1-on-3 against the S2 back line. And he's taken a few knocks from Damian Lowe early in this match. This time, I think Lowe's arm got up into Belmar's face, certainly looked unintentional. Belmar is a player who likes to pester the back lines. That's his style of play. He chases everything. He's all about the work rate. He's always going to be hustling, always going to be going after it. And yeah, Lowe's hand got up into Belmar's face. Belmar has come off the pitch now and is fixing his contact, it appears. So T2 playing down a man temporarily as Carlton Belmar fixes his contact situation. Taichi Kitagawa, the trainer for T2, over to help him out. Looks like Belmar has his contact back in on the near side and comes to the 4th official. Kasipli lays it off for Nanchoff, who would have had to go 1-on-5. Gianderson overlapping on the left side. Gianderson not afraid to have the ball at his feet. Brazilian left back. A second start for T2. Tim Payne forward for Winchester. Lays it off for Toma. This cross was collected by Long. Craven is onside. Andy Craven into the box, shoots right at Jake Leeson. Craven has been one of the more dangerous players in USL early this season. 4 goals and 4 assists for Seattle Sounders too. A player that the T2 backline certainly is aware of and does not want to let get behind them. Andy Toma. Back to Renico Clark. T2 defensively has been fantastic this season when Renico Clark has been in the starting 11. He has started 4 matches prior to tonight. And T2 have given up just 3 goals in those matches. A .75 goals against average, and that's in USL play. Clark also started the US Open Cup match at center back against Michigan Bucks. It was a clean sheet. So if you include that one, just 3 goals in 5 matches that Clark has started. Tries to pick out Belmar, lays it off for Nick Beasler. The rookie sends it wide to Michael Nanchoff. He's got a good left foot to the back post, just beyond Winchester. Still there for T2. Winchester's cross is blocked. Fisher does well to keep that from going out for a corner. T2 still possesses. Andy Toma. Kasipli combines well with Toma. And it's the first corner kick of the match for T2. Andy Toma getting his first start at right back. He started every match for T2 up until this point at left back, not including the US Open Cup match. But with G. Anderson coming down to get a match with T2 at left back, Toma was pushed to the right side. Taylor Pay, the normal right back for T2, who started every USL match on the right side for T2, is with the Timbers first team in Toronto, getting ready for tomorrow's match. Michael Nanchoff will take this corner kick for T2. Lofted to the back post. Delbridge gets a head on it. And that's out for another corner. Delbridge upset. His jersey was certainly tugged. You can see the evidence. He has about half a sleeve on his right arm. Second corner kick coming for Nanchoff. Again into the box. Punch clear by Lyon. Payne pops it into the air. Winchester won that header. And it's cleared by Sounders too. T2 very dangerous on set pieces. Their size, certainly one of their strengths. With Delbridge and Clark, 2 big, tall center backs, each at 6'4". Rundle Winchester at 6'2". Ansare running at the T2 back line. Toma slides in, knocks it out for an S2 throw. Aaron Kovar throws it in towards Craven. And that's going to be a corner kick, first of the match for S2. Sam Garza will take this corner. 2 goals, 1 assist for Garza. One of the few players who didn't go full 120 against US Open Cup. Garza to the back post, headed clear by Gianderson. Shouldn't say one of the few players. There were quite a few that didn't play the full 120, but there are guys like Damian Lowe, Vic Mansoret, who played 120 minutes on Wednesday night, 2 nights ago in the US Open Cup. Starting again tonight. Frano, another, who played that entire match. Aaron Long came in the 14th minute, so he played 105 minutes essentially. Second corner coming for S2. Headed clear by Belmar. Sergio lofts it into the box. It's a good ball. The bicycle attempt from Jimmy Ockford, the center back, was not successful. Sergio is an interesting player for Seattle Sounders too. His signing was announced this morning, and he's making his debut, but he's been with this organization for a few weeks, was on trial with Seattle the past 2 or 3 weeks. Officially signed today. And right into the starting 11. Quick clearance from Lyon, and that gets beyond Toma, who uses his speed to recover. And just have to play it out for a throw-in. Sergio is a 25-year-old Brazilian, played the last 7 years in the Brazilian domestic leagues. And a guy who certainly has his eye on the Sounders' first team. Ockford little too much. It's a goal kick for T2.
Harry.
Jake Gleason starting for the 7th time for T2. Only match he did not start was against the OC Blues. Also did not start the opener. He was injured earlier in the season. And then against OC Blues a few weeks ago, Andrew Weber got the start, as that was the match where the Timbers wanted to get some of their first teamers a match, and that included Andrew Weber. Gianderson and Nanchoff not on the same page, but Kasipley wins it back for T2. Clark has a lot of time. The center back switches to Nanchoff, but put too much underneath that ball. Gianderson recovers. Good move to get around Sam Garza, and a foul called on Sounders 2. Gianderson getting his 2nd start for T2. He has played twice for the Timbers this season, but both as last-minute substitutions, so hasn't really seen the field for any sort of meaningful minutes for the Timbers first team. Gianderson started against OC Blues in the attack. On the left side of the attack is a attacking midfielder. Tonight at his left back position, that seems more natural. Lofts the ball into the box. Winchester put his arm up, and handball called on Rondell Winchester. Follow at USL on Twitter to become a league insider, join club conversations, and have a chance at exclusive getaways. Charlie Lyon, excuse me, the S2 goalkeeper, will put the ball back in play. Lyon, 2-time Big East goalkeeper of the year at Marquette. Marquette's all-time leader in goals against average. 4th round pick of the Sounders this year. Has been the primary keeper for Seattle Sounders 2. Aaron Long, former Timber. Craven comes back to get it. Frano. Garza dancing on the ball and draws a foul. So Kasipley. Fisher looking for Craven. Chests it down to Mansoret. Beasler headed it, but it went right to Kovar. Now Fisher overlapping with some speed. Clark cuts it off. Tried to play it forward. Mansoret in a battle for it. Payne finally gets it clear. Kasipley missing space for Michael Nanchoff. Winchester making a run. Nanchoff's ball didn't quite get through. Cut off by Aaron Long. Garza, big switch, trying to find Kovar, and does. Fisher overlapping. Kovar plays it to him. Kovar gets a cross off. Garza got to head to it. He'll put it wide. Sam Garza played last season with Arizona United. Was signed in the mid-season by Arizona United after getting cut by the San Jose Earthquakes. He was a member of the Earthquakes for 2+ seasons. 6th overall pick of the 2012 Super Draft. UC Santa Barbara. Beasler finds Kasipli. He's dispossessed by Long. Frano. Forward for Garza. Delbridge is there. Gleason hits it first time. Did not hit that well. Beasler is able to help it onto midfield. Lowe steps up to win it for S2. Kovar poked away by Beasler from behind, out for an S2 throw. Fisher. Vic Mansoret. Sergio. Hasn't seen a ton of the ball in his first S2 match. Has it now. Got tugged from behind by Nick Beasler. And a foul called on T2. Sergio has the name Moto on the back of his jersey. His full name is Sergio Moto Melo. The Brazilian goes by the name Sergio, one name. Aaron Kovar will take this restart. Driven into the box, awkward clearance from Clark, but it gets to Kasipli. Toma towards Belmar. Oxford stepped up to win it. And here comes S2. Vic Mansoret. Tried to lay it off for Aaron Long. Gianderson steps up for T2. Nanchoff direct towards Belmar. Chests it back to Gianderson. Gianderson trying to make a run down this left sideline. Falls to Winchester. Put it over the bar. Best chance of the match for T2. As that ball fell to Rundell Winchester. He couldn't keep it down. 2 goals already this season in USL play for Rundell Winchester. Had a good look at a third there. Charlie Lyon sends it to midfield. Payne for Belmar. Cut off by Giuliano Frano. Garza. Looking through for Craven, who's onside. And that shot was wide. Andy Craven, dangerous when he gets behind back lines. Led the NCAA in scoring last year. 15 goals at North Carolina. Was a finalist for the Mac Herman Trophy. Picked in the 3rd round, 47th overall of the 2015 Super Draft, despite being a prolific goal scorer at UNC. Continued his collegiate success in the USL with Seattle Sounders too. Nanchoff has some space on the left side. Closed down quickly. Toma. Kasipli. Another heavy touch from Kasipli, but he keeps with it. Payne switches to Gianderson. Nanchoff. Looking for Winchester. Settled. And then fouled on the official. The ball got away from him. O'Neal Fisher, a 2nd-round pick of the Seattle Sounders, is signed to the first team. Is on loan from the Sounders. Appeared in 1 match in Major League Soccer this season. 7 matches at the USL level. Went to the University of New Mexico. Kasipli off the hand of Aaron Long. Juan Colasso says it was unintentional. Play on. Long gives it away. Nanchop turns again. Gleason, big switch trying to find G. Anderson, underhit it. Garza was able to get ahead to it, but now Belmar has it for T2. Kasipli lays off for Beasley. Kasipli, right side Toma. Left-footed Andy Toma gets it onto his left foot, puts it on net, but it's saved by Charlie Lyon. No trouble for the S2 keeper. Garza has Frano overlapping, plays it to him, and then back to Garza. Tim Payne defending. Mansoray turned, Kasipli's there.
On the way!
Oxford wins the header over Belmont. Fisher gave it away. Kovar couldn't keep it in play. Delbridge. Direct for Belmar. One by Lowe. Sergio. Over to Aaron Kovar. He has some space. Still Kovar. He'll line up a shot. Troubled Gleason a little bit. But in the end, pretty easy for the T2 keeper. Again, Kovar with some space coming forward. Fisher wasn't making the run. Winchester keeps it in play, and why not? Sends it direct. 3-on-1 for Belmar. We'll end up with Nanchop. Now G. Anderson. T2 has struggled to find times when they've been able to come forward with numbers. Seems like every time that Belmar, Winchester, or Kasipli get the ball in a dangerous spot in the attacking half, S2, there's 3 or 4 S2 defenders back. Could have been dangerous. Heavy touch by Toma allowed Ockford to clear it, but it's a throw in for T2. Toma into Kasipli. Back to Andy Toma. Crosses blocked. This is a chance tonight for Andy Toma to show the Timbers organization that he can play both sides, both left back and right back. We know what he can do at left back. He's been a very good player for T2 at that spot so far this season. Beasler is fouled. T2 will have a free kick in a pretty good spot. But tonight, Toma playing on the right side can show that he can be a versatile outside back. Something that would obviously make him more attractive to the first team. Michael Nanchoff over the ball. He can serve a dangerous one with his left foot. Probably too far out to try to put this on net. Instead sends it to the back post. Tim Payne cuts it to Beasler. Good opportunity, but it was blocked by S2. Nanchoff tries this one from distance, and it's held by Lyon. Michael Nanchoff has scored some spectacular goals in a Timbers uniform. Yet to score in Major League Soccer play, but when we have seen him, whether it be in U.S. Open Cup or CONCACAF Champions League, even in the preseason, has shown that he's dangerous with his left foot. Kasipli. G. Anderson. Nanchoff wants the ball. He gets it. Michael Nanchoff coming back from sports hernia surgery. Had the surgery after the Timbers' first match of the season. Came on as a late sub in that season opener against Real Salt Lake and had a great opportunity, the best of the match at the very end. That was cleared off the line, a spectacular save block by Real Salt Lake defender to keep that match scoreless. And then Nanchoff, after that promising few minutes, promising stint with the Timbers, had sports hernia surgery. He was out for over a month and now is making his way back with T2. G. Anderson's cross is cleared, but Tim Payne keeps it with T2. Beasler over to G. Anderson. Nanchoff. Beasler tried to get it back to Nanchoff. Sergio broke it up. S2 trying to counter. Tim Payne chops down Sam Garza. And this could be the first card of the match. It will be. Juan Colasso, the referee, shows the yellow card to Tim Payne. Second yellow card of the year for the New Zealand international. And the first one of the match. Tim Payne getting a sports start in USL play for T2. And also started against Michigan on Tuesday. Played 90 minutes in that match in the US Open Cup. Frano into the box. Easy for Gleason. Delbridge. Good footwork from the center back. G. Anderson. Nanchoff turns. Holds it up. Beasler. Kasipli. Beasler mishit that badly. Clark has to recover for T2. Gleason just gets it clear. Winchester. Beasler. Kasipli looking through for Belmar. That's a good ball. Belmar can't get to it. Kasipli's that kind of player. Creative center mid. (21 years old). The freshman of the year in the Pac-12 in 2011 at Cal. Had 6 assists that season for the Bears. Winchester goes in awkwardly with Ockford. And then Kasipli goes in strong on Aaron Long. And Colasso pulls out another yellow card. Trainers are going to come out to take a look at Aaron Long. Kasipli will go in the book in the 30th minute. Yellow cards to Kasipli and Payne minutes apart. For Kasipli, his first yellow card in USL play, in his first match in USL play. He knew it right away, I think, because he kind of, whenever you see a player put up their hand after the tackle, you try to turn that into kind of a shaking of the finger, but you could tell he knew it. Aaron Long, former Portland Timber, hearing it from the crowd here at Merlo Field as he comes off the pitch. O'Neal Fisher takes the restart. Anderson won that header. Nanchoff gets it to Kasipli. Mansoret couldn't keep it in. To throw in for T2. Tim Payne switching for Winchester, who couldn't keep it in. Throw for S2. Garza. Blocked down by Gianderson. Aaron Long. Fisher on the left side. Mansoret. Back to Fisher. Aaron Long. Mansoret. Nice touch. But it's taken away by Payne. Dispossessing Sergio. And now T2 will try to break. Kasipli looking through for Belmar. Belmar gets there first. And a foul called on Carlton Belmar, who slams the ball to the ground. That's a clear yellow card for dissent from Carlton Belmar. You can understand the frustration from Belmar. That looked shoulder to shoulder, and he looked to even have gotten to that ball first. As Oxford kind of eased up at the end, I think he was a little surprised that Belmar got there right away. Third yellow card in a 5-minute span for T2. For Belmar, it's the first yellow card of his T2 USL career. T2 now with 3 players on yellows. 3 guys who played a lot on Tuesday, as the crowd here at Merlo Field wants the calls to go both ways, it seems. The 3 guys who are on yellows all played a lot on Tuesday. Belmar and Payne played that entire match against Michigan Bucks. Kasipli played 60 minutes. Certainly need to be careful playing on tired legs. This game goes on and sitting on a yellow card. Don't want to make a mistake that results in a second yellow. Payne takes it away, comes forward. Still Tim Payne through for Belmar. Good touch, Carlton Belmar. The flag is up as he puts it in. He thought he had his 6th goal, but he's offside. No goal for Carlton Belmar. But T2 continues to look dangerous coming forward, as that was a great run by Tim Payne. A great ball from Payne, and Belmar did well to settle that and put it in. We're looking at a replay now. Hard to tell from that angle. The calls certainly have not gone the way of T2 in the first half. And it's still scoreless. Garza goes down easily, and this time the whistle does not blow. Delbridge looking for Belmar. He couldn't keep it in play. Have you visited the new USLsoccer.com? Get the latest news and live stats, and check out the new social media hub. Sergio gave it away. Beasler won it. Nanchop keeps it, comes forward. Went for the nutmeg on Frano. It's a T2 throw. Nanchop has a run from Gianderson, cuts it inside instead, looks through for Winchester, just over the head of the 6'2" Rundell Winchester. That's a mistake from Jimmy Ockford, who sent the ball way over the head of Juliano Frano. Simply gave it away. Craven's going to run 1-on-5, now holds it up. Sergio has space in the midfield to come forward. Kovar on the left side. Still Kovar. Payne blocks the cross, but it's out for a Seattle corner. Sam Garza to take the corner kick for S2. To the back post. Headed down by S2. It's a chance and it's a goal. Against the run of play, Seattle has scored. It's Damian Lowe, the center back, who takes advantage of a loose ball in the box, and it's 1-0 S2. Would have been a handball anyway on Delbridge before the goal. Damian Lowe gets his first goal as a member of Sounders 2. First round pick by Seattle, 8th overall in the Super Draft. He's played most of the season on loan with Sounders 2. Gets the first goal of his professional career. Payne, back to Toma. Beasler, Nanshaw, Delbridge, Gianderson. Last time these two teams played, it was the Timbers T2 who got the first goal in the first half. Took a 1-0 lead on the road into halftime before Seattle Sounders 2 scored twice in the second half to win. Today, same situation, just teams reversed. It's S2 taking a 1-0 lead on the road. Craven, shot down by Beasley. Foul called late. The whistles have certainly not been going the way of T2. Already 11 fouls in this match called against T2, just 3 whistled against Seattle Sounders 2. Mansoret looking through for Craven. Gianderson broke it up. Beasler finds Gianderson. Time for Gianderson into Belmar. Tried to lay it off for Nanshaw, but it's given away. Mansoret on the counterattack. Through for Craven. Brings it down. Calls for a handball. No whistle. Still there. This is Garza. Craven. Off of Gianderson. Out for a Sounders 2 corner. Kovar will take this corner. Near post this time, flick to the back post, and then just wide by Ockford. The center backs for S2 getting good opportunities on these corner kicks. It was Ockford who got on the end of Lowe's header, who got on the end of the header that led to Lowe's goal in the 38th minute. And there, Oxford almost having one of his own. Lowe looking direct for Craven. Delbridge let Clark go after it. No call, which Seattle Sounders 2 coaching staff doesn't mind. Tim Payne looking for Belmar. Can't keep it in play. T2 trying to lock S2 in. Frano. Awkward header from Mansour. It's a throw into T2. Nanshoff tried to flick it onto Belmar. Frano was there. Delbridge does well to poke it away from Craven. Toma. Back to Payne. Gianderson coming forward. To Sibley. Back to Gianderson. This is a good chance for T2. Low into the box. Goes all the way through. Just a little bit behind Winchester as Gianderson cut it back because Sibley wasn't making that run. No problem for S2. Payne again picks out Gianderson. Into Nanshoff. Beasley was looking for Belmar, hit it right to Damian Lowe. Sergio. Aaron Kobar. Simply breaks it up. Nanshoff has Belmar making a run and nobody out here on the left side. Plays it back to Gianderson. Big switch from Gianderson. He's looking for Winchester, who again was not making the run, but Fisher just sends it into the crowd. Tim Payne goes down awkwardly. And a foul called on Vic Mansoret. Nanshoff, space, sends it outside to Gianderson. Nanshoff was making a run. Nifty move to get away from Garza. Beasler, now Payne. Chips it towards nobody. Beasler wins it. Gianderson tried a shot, and that is going to go out for a corner kick. Maybe one last chance, might be another before halftime for T2. Three minutes of stoppage time shown. There will be more chances. Nanshoff into the box. Belmar got on the end of it, but sent it well over the net. Rather, it was Renico Clark getting on the end of that, the center back for T2. So 3 minutes of stoppage time here in the first half. Sounders 2 with a 1-0 lead, thanks to the Damian Lowe 38-minute goal. Foul called on Andy Craven. Nanshoff. Anderson is direct to Winchester. Cut off by Ockford. Frano just sends it forward. Delbridge has got to get there before Craven. Craven is a pest, similar in a lot of ways to Carlton Belmar, at least in that way to Carlton Belmar. It's never going to be easy for a defender when Craven or Belmar is going after the ball. Anderson got it through to Kasipli. Clark, not quite enough on that ball to get to Toma in his run. T2 still has it. Nanchuk has some space. Anderson comes forward to overlap. 1 minute left in first half stoppage time. Toma. Winchester is behind Fisher. Ockford got it clear. Toma with the header. That is well over the net. Don't know if he was trying to put that on goal or trying to get it towards Carlton Belmar. O'Neal Fisher will take his time to come forward. Charlie Lyon will check on his teammate. There's not much time left in this first half. 3 minutes of stoppage time allotted. Sounders too certainly would be happy to go into halftime with the 1-0 lead that they have right now. Gianderson. Still Gianderson. Goes flying over Giuliano Frano. And it's a throw-in for Sounders too. Frano takes the throw. Craven. Payne takes it away. Clark has it. We are through the allocated 3 minutes, but we're still playing here at Merlo Field. Clark, why not? Sends it direct towards Belmar, who wins the header, but Lowe wins the second one. And the first half is over at Merlo Field. A 38th minute goal from Damian Lowe. The lone tally for either team. Carlton Belmar had a goal called back for being offside, and after 45 minutes, Seattle Sounders 2 with a 1-0 lead over T2. When we come back, we are going to go one-on-one with Taylor Pay. Has started every game for T2 until this one. He's with the first team in Toronto, but we'll get to know the Timbers defender a little bit better at halftime. Sounders 2-1, Timbers 2-0.
I'm Liam Ridgewell.
And I'm Ali Long.
And we invite you to join us Portland Timbers and the Thorns to our 4th annual Stand Together week. It runs the 8th of June to the 14th.
You'll have the opportunity to volunteer alongside me and my teammates, all while giving back to our community.
And with over 35 service projects planned, there's something for everyone.
Sign up at timbers.com/standtogetherweek to save your spot.
Together we can live, unite, and inspire.
You have no idea how your health rolls out in waves of good. Providence.
Miles with numbers. Rapino shoots it, and it's in.
Octavius, tee it up. Shot on target. What a goal!
Ford looking to cross. Let's go. It's off the clear. Right at the keeper, and then Christian puts it away.
You have fun very, very happy.
Tire Factory doesn't make tires. They will make you happy by selling top brands like Goodyear, Nokian, and Hankook. So why the name? Well, 30 years ago, over coffee at a Sherry's, 5 tire store owners reasoned if they combined their purchases, they could save their customers money. Worked then, works now, with over 200 stores in the West. See for yourself. Need tires or service? Trust what you love to Tire Factory, where you'll always have the owner's name on it.
You wake up. Your back hurts. Again. You need a new mattress, but hate shopping for one. Just go to a Park Lane. Crafted in Oregon. Sold only in Park Lane stores at a true minimum price. They'll match the way you sleep to the Park Lane's best for you. Delivered in 2 trucks. The blue one only delivers fresh, just-made Park Lanes. The green one only hauls old mattresses to recycling. Enjoy every night on a Park Lane. Rest well for years to come.
There's only one way to improve taco night. A practically spill-proof crust. Practically. Spice up dinner with a large home-baked Papa Murphy's Taco Grande. Your choice of ground beef or grilled chicken with a little fiesta flavor. Just $11. Fresh made, fresh baked. Papa Murphy's. Love at 425 degrees.
Taylor Pay had started every match at right back for T2 until today because he is in Toronto with the Portland Timbers getting ready for their match tomorrow against Toronto FC. But earlier in the week, before he jetted out to Toronto with the rest of the Timbers, I caught up with Taylor Pay to get to know the Timbers defender a little better. Taylor Pay, now in your second year in this organization, what's the biggest difference for you this year in your second year and last year, your rookie year?
You know, just you kind of how things are going. Training's coming in early, and just getting your feet under you, getting your feet wet and stuff. You know how things are going. So
last year as a rookie, you spent most of your time on loan down in Orange County with the OC Blues. Now you get to be here training in Portland every day, and that was one of the main reasons for T2 to be created, was for guys like you to be able to stay here. How much of a difference has it made for you to not have to go out on loan to a different club?
It's been nice, not having to leave my home and being able to stay in the same locker room. So it's nice to be able to just stay in Portland and get those games and trainings, so it's good.
Played at the University of Washington. Andy Toma, a college teammate of yours. Brent Richards, a college teammate of yours. The Huskies kind of taking over T2. Is it fun to be able to play with those guys, and specifically Andy Toma, who's now your kind of outside back partner on T2? What's your relationship like with Andy?
It's awesome, being around those guys, especially because I played with him up at University of Washington, so it's good. Me and Andy, we get along well. He's a good guy, so.
This is a chance for the rookie, Taylor Pay! What a way to debut! Last year, were able to make your first team debut in the U.S. Open Cup and score a goal pretty much right away. What was that moment like for you?
It was awesome. I think anytime when you score a goal in Portland Timbers uniform, it's a good day. So it was good for me. It was a good experience.
Talking to some of your teammates on T2, I know that the motivation to make it on the first team full time is always there for this group. How would you describe how you use that as motivation in training, across from the first team, sometimes with the first team?
Yeah, it's whenever you train with the first team, it's motivating. You want to get there, you want to make the 18, you want to start. So anytime you're with them, and when you're with T2, you want to make that jump. So it's cool to see, because you see guys that are doing it, and you see guys that are back and forth. It's nice to know that there's that motivation to push and be able to make the first team eventually. So.
Seems like there'd be kind of an inherent internal competition within you guys that are playing mostly with T2 to be the ones to make it up to the first team. Does that exist within the group?
Yeah, definitely. Everyone wants that. Everyone wants that shot, that chance. So it's healthy competition.
Finally, Will Johnson spent some time recently with T2. You obviously have been around Will a lot, but a lot of these guys haven't. What is having Will playing with you guys done for the team?
Oh, it's unbelievable. He's an unbelievable guy, unbelievable player. Anytime you have the captain of the whole club come down, it's nice. He's a role model, and he's a guy that guys look up to and one I want to play like. So it's nice whenever Will's around.
Taylor Pay in Toronto right now with the Timbers first team. When we come back, we will hear from the first team as they get ready for a match against TFC. At halftime, Sounders 2-1, Timbers 2-0.
There's only one way to improve taco night. A practically spill-proof crust. Practically. Spice up dinner with a large home-baked Papa Murphy's Taco Grande. Your choice of ground beef or grilled chicken with a little fiesta flavor. Just $11. Fresh made, fresh baked. Papa Murphy's. Love at 425 degrees.
I'm Liam Ridgewell.
And I'm Allie Long.
And we invite you to join us Portland Timbers and the Thorns to our 4th annual Stand Together week. It runs the 8th of June to the 14th.
You'll have the opportunity to volunteer alongside me and my teammates, all while giving back to our community.
And with over 35 service projects planned, there's something for everyone.
Sign up at timbers.com/standtogetherweek to save your spot.
Together we can give, unite, and inspire.
If you'll be my star, I'll be your sky. You can hide underneath me and come out at night. When I turn jet black and you show off your light, I live to let you shine. I live to let
You have no idea how your health rolls out in waves of good. Providence.
Seattle Sounders 2 lead Timbers 2-1-0 at halftime. The Portland Timbers first team in Toronto right now getting ready to take on TFC. Last week, certainly not the week for the Portland Timbers. There will be better Saturdays than last Saturday. A disappointing 3-1 loss to Houston. So the focus this week has been putting that in the past and moving on to TFC.
Like I said after the game, it's a long season and it's one game, and we have to keep our heads screwed on right. We can't get too low, and we can't dwell too long. We have to have a short memory. We've got a really tough, end of this stretch. We knew this stretch was going to be tough, 6 of 8 on the road, but we've got 2 or 3 on the road, starting with Toronto, quick turnaround, DC, and then right back at Colorado. So we don't have time to mourn the last loss.
We played 2 games on the road. We won 1 and we lost 1, so it's just a stretch, and we just have to keep our heads up, keep motivated, and just go into the next game believing that we can still win.
Obviously a game that we just kind of want to put in the past. Wasn't our best outing. We realized that, and now it's time to bounce back in Toronto. So we realize that we can be better, and we need to be better to get results, and we expect that this weekend.
The Portland Timbers face Toronto FC tomorrow at 2 p.m. You can watch that match on Root Sports, or you can listen on 750 and 102.9 The Game. When we come back, first half highlights. Sounders 2 with a 1-0 lead at halftime.
I'm Liam Ridgewell.
And I'm Allie Long.
And we invite you to join us Portland Timbers and the Thorns to our 4th annual Stand Together week. It runs the 8th of June to the 14th.
You'll have the opportunity to volunteer alongside me and my teammates, all while giving back to our community.
And with over 35 service projects planned, there's something for everyone.
Sign up at timbers.com/standtogetherweek to save your spot.
Together we can give, unite, and inspire.
numbers. Rapinoe shoots it, and it's in!
Octavius, tee it up. Shot on target! What a goal!
Ford looking to cross. Bledsoe in front. Clear! Right at the keeper! And then Christian puts it away!
You have fun. You will win. And you'll make me very, very happy.
There's only one way to improve taco night. A practically spill-proof crust. Practically. Spice up dinner with a large home-baked Papa Murphy's Taco Grande. Your choice of ground beef or grilled chicken with a little fiesta flavor. Just $11. Fresh made, fresh baked. Papa Murphy's. Love at 425 degrees.
Welcome back to Merlo Field. Halftime winds down as Seattle Sounders 2 have a 1-0 lead over Portland Timbers 2. The goal scorer for Seattle Sounders 2, Damian Lowe, in the 38th minute. Let's take a look at highlights from the first half. There were two major moments in this match. The first one came courtesy of Carlton Belmar, who was just about a step offside. At second look, it did appear that he was just offside on what appeared to be the first goal of the match as he got behind the Seattle Sounders 2 back line, got a good ball from Tim Payne, and put it into the net. It was still scoreless, and then the goal came from Lowe off a corner kick in the 38th minute. It was headed down by Jimmy Ockford, got past Harrison Delbridge, probably would have been a handball anyway, and was put into the net for a 1-0 Sounders 2 lead. When these two teams played on April 11th up in Tukwila, Washington, it was the Timbers 2 that had a 1-0 lead at halftime off a set piece, a goal from a center back, and the home team S2 was able to come back with 2 goals in the second half and get a 2-1 win. That, of course, the task tonight for T2 to do the same. In the second half, now is a point where I think we can see how much playing in the U.S. Open Cup earlier this week affects both of these teams. They're both coming off grueling matches. For T2, it was a flight all the way to Pontiac, Michigan, and a match against the Michigan Bucks in maybe the oddest soccer venue in the country, the Ultimate Soccer Arena, which is an indoor, full-sized pitch. Jay Vidovich told me only in America can you play 11v11 and hit a roof, which you can do in Pontiac, Michigan when you play against the Michigan Bucks in the U.S. Open Cup. It was a 2-0 win for T2, but several of the players playing tonight for T2 went the full 90 in that match. Clark and Delbridge, the center backs, Tim Payne, Rundle Winchester, Carlton Belmar, all went 90 minutes for T2 in that match against the Michigan Bucks. Seth Kasipli played 60 minutes in that match as well. They had to fly back on Wednesday to Portland. They trained yesterday. They're now playing tonight. For S2, they played on Wednesday night, not 48 hours ago, and their match went to extra time. 120 minutes they played. It took to beat Kitsap Pumas 4-2. And again, guys that are playing today, Damian Lowe played 120 minutes in that match. Vic Mansoret played 120 minutes in that match. Giuliano Frano played 120 minutes in that match. Andy Craven came on as a sub, as did Aaron Long. So these are two teams that could be reasonably a little bit exhausted after playing midweek U.S. Open Cup matches, and we will see in the second half how much, if at all, that affects either side. We're underway now in the second half, T2 and S2. S2 with a 1-0 lead. No changes at halftime for either team. As Renico Clark immediately going up and over Andy Craven. And another foul on T2, who were a physical team, we'll say, in the first half. 11 fouls on T2 in the first half. Now the 12th of the match there on Clark. Just 5 fouls called on S2. T2 was shown 3 yellow cards. Tim Payne, Carlton Belmar, and Seth Kasipli all playing on a yellow. Andy Craven will have to come off before coming back on. A great atmosphere here at Merlo Field, as it has been for T2 matches this season. This is just the third match at Merlot in the regular season for T2. After playing their first 2 matches within just a few days of each other, on March 29th and April 2nd, 2 matches that the T2 won, they put in a whole new turf here at Merlot Field. It's natural grass, and they resodded the turf. And so it's been 50 days, 7 weeks in between matches. This was planned. It was part of the schedule coming into this year to allow the University of Portland to resod this turf. Turf has looked and played beautifully tonight. The reason for so many road matches, so many matches away from Merlot. Tim Payne looking direct, picks out Belmar, chests it down well, tough angle, and it's out for a T2 corner. The direct play has worked for T2 this year. Belmar, similar to Andy Craven of Sounders 2, a guy that can get behind back lines and cause problems. Nanchoff will take this corner. Driven into the box, falls through, a great chance, and Lyon made the save. It was right there for Nick Beasler. Charlie Lyon came off his line and made the save. It's another corner for T2. What a fantastic save from Lyon, getting his chest in the way. Another corner for T2, this time to the back post. Delbridge goes down, no call, and it's out for an S2 throw. T2 has had its chances today. Belmar was just a step offside in the first half after scoring what he thought was, after putting in what he thought was the first goal of the match. And then right there, Nick Beasler couldn't have asked for a better chance for his first professional goal. Another corner kick now for T2 as T2 coming out after halftime looking for the equalizer. Nanchoff for the third time already in the second half. Again to the back post. Header won by Damian Lowe. But S2 can't clear it. Clark, the center back, sends across to the back post. No one's there, and it's out for a goal kick. Charlie Lyon on loan from the Sounders. He's signed to the first team. Two-time Big East Goalkeeper of the Year at Marquette, past 2 seasons, 2013, 2014. Taken in the 4th round of this 2015 Super Draft. St. Charles, Illinois, 23 years old. Clark wins the header. Toma picks out Kasipli, calls for a handball. It's not given. Beasler looking for Belmar. Foul called on Jimmy Atkins. Anderson, he likes to have some time with the ball at his feet. It's out for a throw. S2 coming forward on a counter attack. Craven, can he get behind Delbridge? Yes, he can. Has a late run from Kovar. Still Craven into the area, cuts it back. Kovar! Just wide. What a missed chance for S2 as Seattle catches T2 on the counter attack. Sam Garza, the first opportunity, mishit it, or maybe he played that to Aaron Kovar, who just missed. I think everyone on the pitch thought that that was in. some of Kavar's teammates started to celebrate. Just put it wide, T2 still only down a goal, but a giveaway again by T2. Nothing dangerous coming from this. Winchester dispossessed by Kavar. Aaron Long. Aaron Kovar. One-on-one at Payne. Sends it to the back post. Anderson sends it into safety. That'll be a throw-in for S2. Belmar has Nanchoff making a run instead. Finds Beasler with a lot of space. Gianderson to Sipley. Back to Delbridge. Payne pressured. This is Clark. Winchester. Toma down the line looking for Rundell. Winchester turns on the Jets, gets away from Fisher. Fisher recovers enough to send it out for a throw. Nanchoff, nifty back heel to Toma. Winchester in the box. And that came off of Rundell Winchester. It's a goal kick. All USL regular season and playoff games are available live, free and in HD on YouTube. Connect with the USL YouTube channel today. Charlie Lyon. The save of the match for sure for S2 so far. Keeping this game level. Point blank on Nick Beasler in the 48th minute. Keeping S2 on top, keeping T2 from drawing level with S2. Craven is onside. Gleason off his line. Craven chips, and it's 2 for S2. His 5th goal of the season. Andy Craven has given Seattle a 2-0 lead. Dangerous when he gets behind defenses, and he's able to finish like that. Has been one of the better attacking players in the league this season, and continues to put his name on the score sheet. And now a 2-0 hole for T2. Anderson as T2 tries to respond quickly, but it's taken away by the Sounders too. Sergio. Payne wins this. To Sipley. Nanchoff has some space. Closed down quickly by Frano. Payne. Toma. Winchester. Back to Payne. Big switch to Gianderson. Nanchoff. wants his teammates to get forward. Now down 2 goals. And that ball is taken away by Aaron Kovar. Sergio. Fisher. Kovar. Swung and missed. T2 misses a chance to break. And it's a throw-in for Portland. Simply broken up. Toma. Still Toma. Beasley. Janderson with a lot of space on the left side. Finds him quickly closed down by Frano. Nanchoff. Janderson. Nanchoff. Looking over the top for Belmar. Chests it down. Plays it to Winchester. And that is out for a corner kick. Oxford got a touch. Nanchoff to the back post. Lyon off his line to punch clear. Gianderson runs onto it with some space. Sends it right back into the box. Delbridge got his head to it, but it's easy for Lyon. Distribution. Not what Charlie Lyon wanted. Threw it right to T2 assistant coach Andrew Greger. T2 will attempt this comeback with several of its attacking players unavailable today. Fatau, who normally holds down a spot in the attack, either on the left side or in the middle, as Janderson wins a free kick on the left side. Fatau is with the Ghanaian under-23 national team, was called up this week, is there for some African under-23 championship qualifiers. Also, Shilo Chuma out injured. Santiago Biglieri out injured. Nanchoff takes a free kick short to Payne. Has some time, lines up a shot low. It's blocked, it's in the area! And it's sent clear by S2. T2 has had its chances, no doubt about that. Charlie Lyon has come up big for S2. Payne trying to pick out Clark or Delbridge. Delbridge lays it off to Belmar. Touch just eluded him a little bit. And now S2 can break. Craven staying onside in his own half. Then Janderson kept him onside. Kovar. Craven. Sergio. Frano. S2 content to possess. A 2-0 lead. Mansoret has backfield to O'Neal Fisher. Craven. Sergio. Frano. Big run forward from Giuliano Frano. Tried to leave it for Garza. Gets there anyway. Sergio. Craven is offside. Flag up this time. Gleason made the save anyway. But Craven offside, and the assistant referee gets a sarcastic cheer from the crowd here at Merlo Field, who did not agree with the two major decisions that have been made so far. Belmar's offside and Craven's goal, where he stayed onside. Of course, the home crowd would not agree with either of those decisions. We would not expect them to. Winchester trying to go 1-on-2. And it's a throw in for S2. Fisher was able to play it off of Winchester.
Go, guys.
Combination from S2 down the left side, the left back, O'Neal Fisher coming forward. Andy Toma recovers to win it for T2. Nanchoff. Both teams preparing their first substitutions of the match. Looks like it'll be Pablo Rossi for S2 and Blair Gavin for T2 coming on. First, Nanchoff looking direct for Belmar. He's wanted that ball today. Nanchoff keeps looking for it. Hasn't always been there. Low goes direct. Craven wasn't making the run. A player like Andrew Craven. It's always worth trying that, I suppose. Clark through to Winchester, couldn't handle it. Now S2 can counter. They will come forward with some speed. Mansoray. Craven leaves it for Aaron Kovar. Gets a cross off to the back post. Garza heads it on net. Delbridge cleared it off the line. Never looked that dangerous from Garza, but still Delbridge needed to make that clearance. That was headed for the back of the net.
Jog it out on the way back. Left leg.
S2 with long spurts of possession. As we're midway through the second half, just making it very difficult on T2. Garza gets around Gianderson, sends it to the back post, it's through everybody. A little too much on that ball from Garza, and now we will have the substitutions. First for Seattle, Pablo Rossi will come into the match. Victor Mansoray will come off and walks straight to the bench. Vic Mansoray looked unhappy. Didn't go to midfield to meet his teammate Pablo Rossi and did not go talk to his head coach Ezra Hendrickson. as he comes off in the 66th minute. Meanwhile, Blair Gavin comes on for Nick Beasler for the Timbers. So Rossi for Mansoray and Gavin for Beasler, the substitutions. Vic Mansoray, maybe just exhausted. He has played over 180 minutes in 48 hours. He played 120 on Wednesday night in the U.S. Open Cup. Goes over 65 minutes tonight. Still didn't want to come out of the match. Just 18 years old. You do that when you're 18, I suppose. It's more difficult as you get older. Winchester. There's an overlapping run from Toma. Instead, plays back to Payne. Kasipli. Toma tried to leave it for Payne and was fouled. Blair Gavin, normally the free kick taker, but with Michael Nanchoff down with T2, he'll stay over these dead ball opportunities. Serves it into the box, looks like a dangerous ball. And it's sent clear by S2. Payne chests it down. It's finally sent out of danger by Sounders 2. Blair Gavin, also normally the captain for T2, but with him not getting the start tonight, Jake Leeson wearing the armband. Payne trying to find Belmar, broken up by Fisher. Kovar. Rossi back to Craven. Picks out Frano with some space on the right side. Garza. Sergio. Frano. Rossi. Sergio. Long. Miss hits it. Sends it right to Ezra Hendrickson. And that's a turnover by S2. Toma coming forward on the left side.
I'm ready.
And that'll be a corner kick for T2. So Toma and Gianderson now have switched sides as Toma getting into it a little bit with Frano. Toma and Gianderson have switched sides. Gianderson now playing on the right, Toma on the left, at least momentarily. Toma more comfortable on the left side. And Gavin will take this corner kick. Let Nanchoff get towards the box. Falls into the area dangerously, but again sent clear by S2. Nanchoff down to Kasipli. Gavin, maybe another chance to send a ball into the box. Leaves it for Nanchoff. On his left foot. Sends it into Kasipli. Kasipli to the back post. Clark is there, heads it down, and it's in! No, the flag is up. For the second time today, a goal has been disallowed. The offside flag is up as Charlie Lyon, who has been spectacular for S2 tonight, makes a huge mistake, but it does not count. If you take a look on replay, this looked just like a goal that T2 scored in the U.S. Open Cup. Seth Kasipli sending the ball to the back post. Hard to tell. Couldn't see on that replay whether or not he was in an offside position when the ball was played by Kasipli, who now comes out of the match, and Brent Richards comes in. For the second time today, T2 has a goal called back for offside. Brent Richards coming into the match, a former member of the Timbers. was the Portland Timbers' first ever homegrown signing in January of 2012. Played 6 matches for the Timbers in 2012, was the Timbers Reserve's leading goal scorer that year. Very promising player from Vancouver, Washington. And then dealt with a knee injury for a couple years. Had originally thought it was a torn ACL. He had ACL surgery in 2013, but that didn't heal it. That didn't fix the problem. Then he had something called ALL surgery, anterolateral ligament surgery, which is a new ligament, so to speak. It was identified by Belgian doctors in 2013, and that has seemed to fix things for Brent Richards. He's able to now make a return attempt to make a comeback in his soccer career. Has appeared for T2 once in USL play before tonight. Did so in their last match against Real Monarchs. And played against the Michigan Bucks the entire match, 90 minutes, set right back. Now Richards coming forward, wants a foul, doesn't get it. It's been a long journey back for Brent Richards. 2 full seasons without playing because of injury. And it must feel good for him to now be back on the pitch. Back playing now in his 3rd straight match for T2. Good combination from S2 to get it over to Aaron Kovar. Fisher. Richards broke it up, but it's a throw-in for S2. Kovar got past Payne. No foul called. Tim Payne sends it forward. Belmar chests it down. Juggles. Plays back to Payne. Direct from Tim Payne. Great ball. Picks out Rundell Winchester. A little too much with the head from Winchester. He was trying to cut the ball back in, but it was easy for Lowe. Now Gianderson, who has pushed forward. He's back on the left side. Gavin. Nanchoff. Gavin. Gianderson combines with Nanchoff. Low on the ground. Winchester couldn't get a foot to it. Sent clear by S2. Dangerous ball played in by Nanchoff. Delbridge gets taken out by Andy Craven. A foul called on S2. Chances have been there. There was another one for T2. Nanchoff. Gianderson. Back to Blair Gavin. Nanchoff. Tim Payne will try a shot from distance. Lyon made the save, got back onto it as Richards showed off his speed to get to that ball. Lyon gave up that rebound in a pretty dangerous spot. Did well to pounce back on it. Brent Richards almost got there. Frano goes up and over Winchester right in front of the Timbers Army. They want a call, and then Winchester called for a foul, lashing out at Giuliano Frano. Gets a talking to from referee Juan Colasso. And the T2 fans here at Merlot Field continue to disagree with the decisions of Juan Colasso and his crew. Craven kept that in play. No, he did not. That's a goal kick for T2.
Yeah, sorry. Good. Yeah, good. Yep, okay.
Craven tried to lay it off for Sergio. Belmar takes it away. T2 will try to break. Michael Nanchoff cuts it back onto his left foot, cuts inside. Still Nanchoff. Slides over for Gavin. Frano slid, missed it. Gavin sends it wide to Gianderson. Takes a touch, takes his time. Sends it in to Nanchoff. Back to Gavin. Gianderson sends it into the box, looking for Belmar. S2 is able to get it clear. T2's attacking players, specifically I think Rundle Winchester and Carlton Belmar, look like they're at the end of their second match in 3 days. These guys put in a lot of work. And they have been asked to do a lot in this period of matches, a lot of games in a short amount of time. They're going to have to do it in 5 days on Wednesday in the U.S. Open Cup, as these two teams will meet again in the third round of the U.S. Open Cup. And S2 will make a substitution. Sam Garza taking his time to come off. And Kudus Lawal will come up. Kudus Lawal making his 8th appearance for S2. T2 wants to go quick. Long thrown into the box, looking for Belmar. And that's very composed by Lawal, just into the match. And heading the ball back to his keeper, Charlie Lyon. Delbridge looking direct, nobody's there. Sergio over to Lawal. Winchester still hustling at this point of the match. But it's an S2 throw. Winchester comes forward, looks for Belmar. Belmar settles, goes down, no call. And here comes Seattle. Grassi tried to find the wall out wide. It's broken up by T2. Almost got through to Nanchoff. Richards does well to turn, leaves it for Nanchoff. Nanchoff got it onto his left foot and then sent it over everybody's head. Payne over to Belmar. Belmar turns, has a shot, that's wide of the net, but took a deflection, so it's a corner kick for T2. In the 81st minute, T2 down 2 goals. Blair Gavin will take the corner. Headed clear by Sounders too. Gavin cuts inside. Flick through for Nanchoff. And a handball called on S2. So another set piece opportunity for Timbers 2. Michael Manchoff over the ball. Sends it into the area, headed over the net. T2 calling for a corner kick, but it's off a Portland player. It's a goal kick. Nike is a proud partner of the USL. Follow @Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information. Delbridge heads it down. Lyons sends it back to midfield. Payne to Richards. Nutmeg from Brent Richards. Sends it wide to Winchester. It's good to see that guy playing again. All the way through the box. Nobody there for T2. And then sent into the neighborhood beyond Merlot Field by O'Neal Fisher. Take it quicker. Manchoff flick over to Toma. Richards turns, finds Toma. Back to Payne. First time cross. Easy to handle for Sounders too. Become a fan of the USL on Facebook for exclusive league news and for interactive content. Renico Clark, center back for T2, coming forward, finds Winchester in the box. Winchester in the back post, over the head of Belmar, who goes flying into the net. Jay Vidovich wants a foul to be called as it went over the head of Belmar. And it's still 2-0. Here's another look. Probably not enough there for a penalty.
Come on, boys.
It has not been T2's night, though they have had chances. Toma, Gavin, there's a lot of room on the left side for Gianderson, who comes forward. Fakes across, takes his time. Slides for Gavin, who goes head over heels. And Blair Gavin is still down. Giuliano Frano standing over Gavin, who gets up and starts to go in on Frano. S2 gesturing that Gavin headbutted Frano. It will be a throw-in for T2 once the ball comes back into play. After all that, nothing but a throw. Gianderson, Richards, back to Gianderson. Still Gianderson. Flicks into the box, great turn. Brent Richards on his left foot, just wide. And it took a deflection. It's out for a corner. Richards has looked dangerous and has looked sharp, most importantly, now in his third match back. And if he can come back to the level that he was at before his injury, this T2 team is going to have some dangerous attacking options all the way through again. And out for a goal kick. It's just not there for T2 tonight. T2 playing its third match in 7 days. Sounders 2 playing their third match in 8 days and second match in 3 days. So they're in the same situation. Though Sounders 2 used a handful of academy players in their US Open Cup match on Wednesday, which lessens the blow for a lot of these guys who are out here for S2 tonight. Didn't play in that match against Kitsap Pumas. T2, in the meantime, dealing with a lot of injuries. Doesn't have a ton of depth right now because of the injuries. Winchester thought he played that off of the bar. Koval was a throw for S2. T2 dealing with some depth issues with Shiloh Chuma hurt, Anthony Manning's hurt, Santiago Biglieri is hurt. Patau is now with the Ghanaian under-23 national team in Africa, getting ready for some African U23 championship qualifiers. Not a lot of depth on T2. It's going to make this stretch they're in the middle of a lot of games and not a lot of days pretty difficult. 4 games in 15 days. This is the third. Nanchoff into the box, setting high into the air by S2. Five games in 15 days, right? Even more difficult than 4 and 15. They will play at Seattle on Wednesday in the US Open Cup. They will play at Tulsa on Saturday in USL play. And then stay in Oklahoma, actually, for an entire week as they'll play Oklahoma City the following Friday on the road. So it's a good team bonding time for T2.
Hey, right here, hey!
Nanchoff wants Toma to overlap. Has it on his left foot, lays it off for Tim Payne. Sends it wide to Gianderson. Early ball into the box, headed cleared by S2. S2 is going to get a yellow card. It's going to go to Aaron Kovar for time waste in the 90th minute. Four minutes of stoppage time shown in this match. Richards turns, sends wide to Nanchoff. 1-on-2. Nanchoff trying to get it onto his left foot, does. This hits that cross, sends it over everybody. Clark, the center back who's forward, is able to keep it with T2. Henderson goes down right in front of the Timbers Armory, so you're going to get a reaction there. Foul call. Payne, touch to Winchester. Tries to turn. It's back to Clark. Gianderson. Lawal did well to cut him off, and it's sent clear by Seattle. Everyone but Craven behind the ball now for S2. Trying to hold on to this 2-0 lead. Delbridge looking for Richards. He brings it down well, sends it back across the face of the goal, and it's cleared by Sounders 2. Well, if there's a positive from this match for T2, it's certainly the play of Brent Richards, who has looked very sharp since coming in. That's a goal kick. It was off of Winchester. Winchester hobbling as he gets up. Fisher down for S2. And concerning for T2 certainly is Rundell Winchester being slow to get up. Sounders 2 is upset at their trainer, who they think maybe a little overzealous coming onto the pitch. O'Neal Fisher was okay, as you can tell, but he has to come off because the trainer came on. So Fisher coming to the sideline with the trainer. Anytime a trainer comes onto the pitch, the player that the trainer's coming on for needs to come off the pitch and then go to midfield before being let back into the match. And Sounders 2 not happy with their own trainer, I believe, for forcing Fisher to come out. Manchoff. This is Richards in the area. Brent Richards, and the flag is up. He's offside. T2 living on the edge of the offside line tonight. They've been on the wrong side of it. Had 2 apparent goals called back for being offside. We're into the final minute of stoppage time. Renico Clark looking for Richards. Easily handled by Lowe. Delbridge goes hard into Craven. And then Toma goes hard into Aaron Navarre. Foul called on Andy Toma, or rather, it was off of Andy Toma. So it's an S2 throw. Richards, wide to Gavin. Wall got there first. He will carry the ball towards the corner flag. Gavin, the veteran, slides in, takes it away. Gianderson tried to flick it, and it's won by S2. And now Lawal will come forward into the box. Still Lawal in the area. Shot is blocked and out for a corner kick. 4 minutes allocated for stoppage time. 4 minutes are up. But S2 will have one final corner kick in this match. And with that corner, the final whistle blows. Seattle Sounders 2 come to Merlot Field and get a 2-0 win over rival Portland Timbers 2. The first road win of the season for S2 and the first loss here at Merlot Field for T2. With the win, Seattle Sounders 2 improved to 6-3-1, 19 points, and a red card now shown. You briefly saw it come out to Harrison Delbridge after the match. T2 unhappy with the officials all day today, and now Jake Gleason is telling his teammates to stay away as Delbridge shown a red card after the match, which means he will have to miss T2's next USL match, which will be at Tulsa next week. Juan Colasso, the referee, showing the red card after the match was over. He showed 3 yellows to T2 during the match. There were a lot of decisions that T2 felt went against them that they thought should have been decided differently. A frustrating night for T2 here at Merlot Field. We'll look at the highlights of this 2-0 win for Seattle Sounders 2, and this is where I think it started to get frustrating for T2. They thought that they went ahead 1-0. Very close, hard to tell from that angle. It appeared Belmar may have been just a little bit offside. And then the goal from S2 off a corner kick. It was Damian Lowe. Ball went off the arm of Harrison Delbridge as Jimmy Ockford headed the ball down in the area. And it was 1-0, Sounders 2 at the half. And in the second half, a great opportunity for S2, 6 minutes in. Aaron Kovar just missed the second goal. But the second goal would come from T2. It was Andy Craven behind the T2 defense and chipping Jake Gleason to make it 2-0 for S2. T2 thought that they had pulled one back when Renico Clark headed the ball down and Charlie Lyon let it bounce over him and into the net, but again the offside flag was up for the second time. A apparent goal was called back, and then towards the end, just an exhausting match for T2 as they threw everything forward. Indicative of the match for T2. Carlton Belmar goes flying into the goal as a chance goes missing for T2. T2 now 3-4-2, still with 11 points in the Western Conference. The next home match for T2 will be on June 14th, the Sunday at 6 p.m. against the Austin Aztecs, who will make their first trip to Portland to take on Portland Timbers 2. These two teams will play each other on Wednesday in the U.S. Open Cup third round at Seattle, a 1 p.m. start in Tukwila, Washington. The winner of that match will play Real Salt Lake in the fourth round of the U.S. Open Cup. And the next USL match in the regular season for T2 on Saturday, May 30th at Tulsa. For everybody here at Merlo Field, I'm Jake Zivin. Thank you so much for watching tonight. Final score, Seattle Sounders 2, Portland Timbers 2-0. Have a great night.